Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Sunday, October 20th at Keeneland. Tom Leach and Jim Goodman here to talk to you about the Grade 3 Root and Riddle Dowager Stakes on the turf at 1.5 miles for fillies and mares, and then we'll look at a late pick 4. There's a couple of long ones in that pick 4, 1 mile and 3/16 on the turf to get it started in the 6th. But let's start with the Root and Riddle Dowager, Jim, and you got I thought a well-matched group here, big field. A lot of ways you could go. I ended up going 4 deep, and when we get to the pick 4, and not sure that's enough. But tell me where you landed in the Dowager.
Well, I've got a stronger opinion than you do then, because I only went 2 deep in the pick 4. My win pick is Alicia's World for Richard Baltus. Used to be trained by Chad Brown, and Baltus got her early in February, and she's run well since then. She's only had 1 win in 2019, so she's not quite what she was last year. But and stretching out to 1.5 miles. But it seems like that with her breeding, she shouldn't mind that. Got a lot of back class, a lot of Grade 1 experience, and I think she fits well here. So Alicia's World is my win pick here. I would also use Gentle Ruler for Ian Wilkes, the 3-horse, coming off that very impressive win at Kentucky Downs at 1 mile and 5/16, and she was closing at the end and split horses. I think she'll like the 1.5 miles, and she's 2 for 3 at the distance. So Gentle Ruler and Alicia's World are the 2 I'll use in the pick 4. There's some other nice horses in here, but their numbers seem a little bit below those 2. Pants on Fire for Baltus is the other Baltus. Lamuna has a shot for Joe Bravo and Baltus. Baltus has 3 runners in here. Must be trying to tie Chad Brown for most runners in a turf race. Toriga, the Brazilian horse for Grand Motion, out of the Canadian, where she didn't run very well, but might not have liked that yielding turf course up there. So if I went deeper, I would use those. But I'm going to take a stand here with just the 3 Gentle Ruler and the 10 Alicia's World.
I am going to take a shot with Toriga. Grand Motion and Mike Maker, they do so well in these marathon races that intrigues me first of all. And then I'm going to forgive the yielding turf and then effort at Woodbine. And if you looked at the previous race, that speed figure would stack up well with most of these. Third to start off the layoff could produce a little improvement too. So I'm going to try Toriga, Gentle Ruler, Alicia's World are also on my ticket. I'm going to use Lamuna also. Some good numbers there, and she was only beaten 2 lengths by Gentle Ruler in that race at Kentucky Downs, and she was running from far back, and that wasn't the style that played to the way the track was playing down there. So I'm going to give her a shot on my pick 4 ticket as well. So I'm going to get to 4 deep. Let's go to the 6, which is that 1 mile and 3/16 to start the pick 4. There's a sprint at 5.5 on the main. Non-winners are 1 other than. And then I say that with a little surprise because that's not a distance we see often on the main track. And then 6 furlongs on the main track. Non-winners are 2 lifetime claimers in the 9th. So, Jim, let's start with the 6th race. What's your pick 4 ticket look like?
Well, my win pick is Amazema for Eddie Keneally, the 5-horse, and Corey Lannery. Very consistent, never out of the money in 5 lifetime starts. She comes here off a 1.8 mile win, or just a runner-up at Churchill after a maiden win at Ellis Park on a yielding turf course. So she ran well the first time against winners, something that you don't see a lot of times with maiden breakers. So she gets her 2nd time against winners here, and I think she takes a step up. Also going to use Comet Kitten, the 7 for Mike Maker. Aspen Summer, the 8 for Bill Mott and Castellano, and the 10 Call to Victory for Brendan Walsh. So I'm going to go 5, 7, 8, 10 in the 6th race. In the 7th race, I also go 4 deep with Stage Left, the 1, Tough Love, the 3, Classy John, the 6, and Hurricane Highway, the 7 is my win pick. Arlington Park horses have done well here. Sometimes you don't see them transfer that form from the poly to the dirt, but this horse has run well at both Presque Isle and Arlington Park, and Loveberry comes to ride it. So Hurricane Highway is my pick here for Larry Ravelli. Then the 310, as we talked about in the Root and Riddle Dowager, Gentle Ruler, and Alicia's World. And then in the finale, it's a claimer for 20,000 non-winners or 2 lifetime. And I'm going to take Catalano's horse here in the midst of Biz, the 5-horse. Didn't run that well at Churchill. Maiden special weight at Fairgrounds is very impressive. Second back off a layoff, I'm going to use the 5. And then I'm also going to use the outside horses 11 and 12, Love to Learn for Brian Lynch, and AP Princess for Jason Barkley and Jimmy Graham. So 5, 11, 12 there. My pick 4 winds up being 5, 7, 8, 10 with 1, 3, 6, 7 with 3, 10 with 5, 11, 12 for $48.
I did not have a strong opinion at all in this first leg. For the win pick, I ended up taking a shot with Aspen Summer. Just kind of have a hunch this went off the workout pattern, steady workout pattern, and getting Castellano that maybe they're ready to fire off the bench, which certainly Mott can do. So got to have that one. Bridal Temper I'm going to use. She finishes second too many times for my liking, but she's consistent and has the pedigree for this extra distance. Comic Kitten has run well here. Princess Chope because of Graham Motion and the consistency. Call to Victory, Le Peru and Walsh is an intriguing combo there. So I'm going to use 2, 7, 8, 9, 10 to start the pick 4. The seventh race, I like Hurricane Highway 2. Ravelli picks his spots well when he ships, and I like the speed of this horse. So I'm going to use that one. Sovereign Impact intrigues me a little bit. Ran his best number in the second start for a new barn, and this horse kept some really good company early, so must have been well regarded. So maybe cycling back up to improved performance here. Classy John on his best day certainly can stack up well here, and Better Charge It just off a nice win last time. I'm going to use 2, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to use the 4 I mentioned, 2, 3, 8, 10 in the Dowager. And to keep the ticket at $80, that leaves me 2 in the last race. I like In the Midst of Biz 2. It's a big class drop off the layoff, but when the purses are as good as they are here, I don't think the class drops like that are as suspicious as they might be in another setting. So second off the layoff, showed some speed. I think that horse looks awfully strong in there. But I'm going to use Miss Lady Locker also. Third start off the layoff and had some trouble last time on the trip. So 5 and 6 in the last leg for me to make it $80. Best of luck as we wrap up the next to last full week of the fall meet at Keeneland. This is the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.